Hi, I'm Caitlin Gomez at the GBTA broadcast studio, and today I'm thrilled to be sitting down with Dan Ruch, founder and CEO of Rocketrip. Dan, thank you for being here today.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about Rocketrip. What are you most excited for the company about this year?
So Rocketrip is the leading provider of incentive-based behavioral change solutions to the corporate travel industry. What I'm most excited for is I do finally think that the industry is changing, and I think that the mentality is shifting towards a more employee-centric view of meeting employees on their turf with respect to providing tools and technologies that the industry has been lacking for a long time. And I think that the industry is becoming much more progressive than it ever has been, and we're starting to see the adoption of these tools over the course of the past 12 months.
So for those people that don't know, how does Rocketrip work?
So Rocketrip predicts what a trip should cost had there been no motivation to save, and then rewards employees by providing certain incentives for them to change their behavior. So if I predict that a trip should cost $2,000 and you choose to fly coach instead of business class and stay with a friend, there would be a significant reward in it for the employee for changing their behavior.
Talk about the biggest challenge facing the industry this year.
Well, I think the biggest challenge facing the industry this year is the one that's been, or two, that have been the biggest challenges for the past couple of decades, which are one, technology, and two, mindset. From a technology standpoint, we've all seen the consumer travel space decimate corporate travel in terms of innovation, right? With things like Hitmonk and Kayak and Airbnb and Uber. And we as a community in the corporate travel space do not innovate, partly because we don't need to, but partly because we are not as tied to the revenue models that rely on innovation to be successful. So I think technology in this industry is stalled out, and it's showing cracks, and that needs to change. And it is changing, so it's both a weakness but also an opportunity. And then mentality, as I mentioned, I think for a long time the corporate travel ecosystem has been a very employer-centric mentality in terms of enforcing policies that are in the best interest of the company but not necessarily the best interest of the employee. And we're starting to see a shift and a migration toward the middle, where we're meeting employees on their turf, we're understanding what makes them tick, we're using the products that we implement, and we're understanding the friction in a way that we never have before. And part of that's because of what happened in the consumer space, and we're dealing with non-compliance because of the technological gap. But it's forcing us to catch up, so I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah, because that kind of leads into my next question, which is, what do you think the biggest opportunity is? And you kind of alluded to that before, but maybe expand on it a little.
I think the biggest opportunity by far is to take advantage of the technological gap that we've created in this industry, but then again also a mentality shift of embracing a model of employee centricity.
Great, thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate your time.
Great to be here.